Hi, I'm Lynn Ruby. I wanted to tell you a little bit about my experience with Dr. Mamiko Odegaard's Manthology course. I attended that course, I guess 4 or 5 months ago now. Found it fascinating. And I want to tell you what I learned from her and from that class and the change that it's caused in my relationship because I was pleasantly surprised. So anyway, sometime during the course, Dr. Mamiko talked about the difference between men and women and the different needs that we have. And one of the needs that men have being the need to be respected. Now, I have to tell you, this is not something that I hadn't heard before. However, the way she presented it was different and it really rang a bell with me. And I started to think about whether I really respected my husband or not. And I realized that with Dr. Mamiko's help and her teaching, I realized that yes, I did, but I never expressed that to him. So I've been married for 20 years now. We do have a good relationship. Of course, we've had our ups and downs like every other relationship, and I know there's a deep love there, but sometimes it just doesn't get communicated, does it? And Dr. Mamiko and her Manthology course really helped me understand and put into action how to express that to him. So a few days after the course, I actually walked up to him and said something along the lines of, honey, I really respect and want to thank you and appreciate you for what you do for me and our family with all the hard work that you do. And that was it. And there wasn't much of a reaction at that time. And to be honest, I felt a little fakey doing it because I used the actual word respect, which to me felt like I was reading from a canned script, okay? But I did it anyway because I thought, hey, Dr. Babiko knows what she's talking about. I'm going to do it. A few days later, I started to see a behavior change just in his attitude towards me and just those loving little gestures that you get throughout the day. And not too long after that, a few weeks after that, my husband actually took me on a little weekend trip, a romantic trip, just for the two of us without any kids around, and treated me like a queen. And I was astounded. And ever since then, there's been a really big shift in two things, I have to say. In my growth of the respect that of him and the work that he does for us, because he is a hard worker. And it used to really kind of bug me, to be honest, that he'd spend so much time working, not only at his job, but also at our home, keeping it tip-top shape. And I'd see the dirty t-shirts laying around or the tools that were on the kitchen counter because he was fixing the plumbing or whatever. And I'd get a little irritated because I didn't want those things laying around my nice house. Now, when I see the wrench laying on the counter and the dirty t-shirt in the laundry, I smile to myself and I realize that that's how he's taking care of us. And that's what he thrills at and that's what he loves doing. And that's a way of him expressing love to me. And now I understand that. And I use that respect word with him a whole lot more. And it's really put a really change in our very intimate relationship. So I would highly recommend, whether you are in a long-term relationship, a short-term relationship, a marriage, something not a marriage, that you would go through Dr. Mamiko's Manthology course and put into action one or two of the things that she teaches you because they work and she knows what she's talking about and she really wants you to have a great relationship too. So thanks for listening. I hope you'll take my advice.